Welcome back to the Hexagon Challenge. In today's episode, we have our Cup semi-final and potentially final, depends on where we are. We did play our last game off camera. We beat CS 2-1, so we did finish top of the group. But that means that the confirmation for the Champions League came in, so we've qualified for the Champions League by winning the league. It doesn't really say who else qualified for it, so I don't know. Doesn't really say anyone else qualified for it. I really don't understand how it works, because it says the top team of the Champions stuff gets qualification, but then one team qualifies for this as well. So is it second in our group, which would be CS, or is it top of the other group, which would be Club African? I don't know. I really don't know. Our centre-back is also our top scorer, by the way. 12 goals in 22. That is crazy stuff. But anyway, I wanted to come back because we got our budget as well. So we're going to see what we had. We had about 180k in the finances, and I can't remember what the wage budget was, but we are going to be getting a transfer budget of 441,000 and a wage budget of 61,000. That seems a lot higher. It is definitely higher. We've got a bit of money to spend. So we've got 22k in wages spare and 440,000 in transfer budget. That's really not bad. Not bad at all. We've paid out some money. How does that... So we've got 85k. So we are still in the red, but we've got a heap of sponsorships that should clear that to come in. So we should be okay. So we should be in a positive. I don't think we need to go out and spend a lot of money, but that wage budget is looking nice. In terms of foreign players, we do only have 2 spots. We are probably going to try and move on 1 or 2 of these boys anyway. I guess Diogo might go. And maybe the goalkeeper. He's probably the other one of any one of all of the rest are all pretty... Oh, Belaid's actually a foreign player. He's Algerian. That was who I missed when I was trying to count them up. So, yeah, a little bit worrying. We've only really got 2 spare. Obviously, there's players in here that are in the youth sides we can move out, so we've got space for any players. There's a couple who are leaving and what have you. Are you a foreign player? No. Well, he is, but I think he's not registered, so I don't think it counts. Anyway, we'll figure it all out. Maybe he is registered. I don't know. How are you not foreign? You're Mali. Ah, he's also Tunisian. Makes sense. So we've only got a couple of spots, so I guess we'll see what we can do. But yeah, we will skip forward and we'll come back for that semi-final. So for our first of potentially 2 games in the episode, we are playing Ben Guadain in the semi-final of the Tunisian Cup. As you can see, we've had a few transfer offers for players. Our goalkeeper's had an offer for 575,000 from Zamalek. That's a lot of money for a player I don't even really like. So I'm happy to let him go for that money. Diogo also got an offer from 2 clubs in Brazil. We did offer him out, to be fair. 50k, he's 33. I think we've got better strikers now anyway. He has had a very good season, but he's only going to get worse. Happy to let him move on. He also takes up a foreign spot as well, as does the goalkeeper, so that's 2 spots open there. And then Jalassi, our backup right back, we offered him out and he got a 50k offer from Hacken, so he's on his way out of the club potentially as well. All of this will be covered in our transfer special, which will be the next episode. We have to build a squad to compete in the Champions League now. I think we probably could anyway, but obviously with the goalkeeper going, with our left winger going, there's a couple of spots there we really need to fill. So goalkeeper and left winger, the priority. After that, I think maybe a striker, a right back potentially, could be the way to go. But yeah, I'm quite happy with pretty much most of the squad. The team is pretty much the regular team now. Jacques Mbe comes back into the side because Jabali picked up a suspension. He got sent off for 2 yellow cards in the last game, so he's missed out. And Lopez does really well there. Great pressing work, wins the ball back in a dangerous position, through on goal, 1-on-1, never going to not finish. Lovely stuff from Lopez. He could be our second striker. I mean, he's been playing pretty well since he's come into the side, partnering up with Angua. Obviously, we've got Trabelsi as well, who could do that job. Neither of them necessarily natural pressing forwards, but Angua is so good as an advanced forward. I don't really want to take him off. Ali Yahya has been playing a couple games as well, because he did play the last game, and he did pretty well. Hamidi knocks it down. Slimani makes it 2-0. I think it's fair to say we'll be playing a cup final this episode as well. Brilliant stuff. Makes it 2. And we're just too good. We are too good. So I think next season, obviously, we've already won the league now. Potentially we might be winning the cup as well, or at least we'll be in the final of the cup. So I don't think we'll spend too much time focusing on the league. Obviously, the whole goal of the save is to win the continental stuff. So that really is the focus, whatever club we're at. But obviously, when we don't have any continental competitions like we didn't this year, the focus then becomes, can we, qualify for it, which we've done. We've won the league. We got our confirmation of qualification after the last game of the season. So all done and dusted. So I think next season, the focus will very much games will be on those Champions League games. Again, we've got 2 knockout rounds to do, so we'll definitely do those on camera, both of those, or at least maybe the second legs. We'll see how we get on in the first leg, I guess, off camera, and then if we absolutely leather them, then I guess we'll just play the second game or something. I don't know. But they are 2-legged games, so I guess we won't need to necessarily do them both on camera. But we're very, very good, and looks like we are going to the final 2-0 up. I thought we were 3-0 up for some reason. 2-0 up at the break. They've not had a sniff, and I think it's about time we make a couple changes. Well, actually, we've got a highlight, so we'll let the highlight play out, and then I think we'll make a couple changes just to give some boys some time on the pitch. Angua is a lovely little back heel to our centre-back. Our top goal scorer, by the way, for the season, Zinedine Belaid. But he's probably got to do some defending now. No, he doesn't. That's great work from Lopez. You know what? Not a natural pressing forward, but I think he can play there. It was a sloppy pass. He's got to work on that, but it's great pressing work once again from him. Nearly created another goal-scoring opportunity. That's poor from Kachiche. He's missed his header, and they've got themselves back in it. I guess I'm not going to make too many changes. I am going to take Yahia off, though, because he is... we have Johan Lara on the bench, who's probably a better player, so he's going to come on. Angua's not his best game today, but I still fancy him to get a goal. He's an absolute goal machine. 2-1, so they have got themselves back in the game, so we do need to be careful here. Try and get a goal to restore our 2-0 lead would be ideal. Kachiche plays it to Azzi. Azzi on to Lara, who's straight off the bench into Lopez, who can square it, doesn't need to square it. What a game this is from Leandro Lopez. This is where he announces himself as, I'm going to be the starter next season. He makes it 3-1. Brilliant stuff. That's his second of the game. Instant impact from Lara as well. Mr. Croft off the bench with the assist as he knocks it into Lopez on his hat-trick, by the way. Slimani looks for an option, finds Lara, who loses out, but Slimani goes from distance, but unfortunately the effort is over the bar, and it remains 3-1. But I think we will make a couple subs now. We'll bring a few boys on, give them some game time, like I say. Trabelsi's going to come on. Angua, not his best game, but happy enough with him. Overall, we'll bring Nazraoui on at left back as well. And we'll keep Diogo off as he is on his way out of the club. No need to play a player, hopefully, leaving the club. Like I say, he's been very good, but he's 33. He's only going to get worse, realistically, isn't he? He is, I guess, he would still be a good squad player, but he's on quite a fair whack of wage as well. But I think, main thing is goalkeeper. We really need to bring in a good goalkeeper. I am a little bit concerned about selling our goalkeeper, but he's not been great. That's a great free kick by Slimani as well. He's not really been great. He's the worst player in the pitch. And if we can get 575k, that clears all of our negative balance and then some. And then all the sponsorships come in, plus the transfer budget we've already got. We're looking up to close to probably like £1 million to spend. So I think we can go out and find a goalkeeper, even if we have to pay for one. But obviously, we're not too far off free transfer day. The season, whilst there isn't too many games, does kind of drag on in this league. We are in early May, which I guess isn't really dragging on. It's pretty normal. So yeah, July 1st, obviously free transfer day. We're not too far away from that. So we've got a little bit of business to do. We will play our cup final after this as well. But I do think goalkeeper and left mid, goalkeeper obviously priority number one. We could always play a Trabelsi out wide if we had to, or Yahia. They could play out wide. I know they're natural right wingers, but we could retrain. We could train them to play left wing. I don't think it would be the end of the world. Hopefully, we can find one or two anyway to bring in. But yeah, I mean, I think we've got a very good squad. I think we've got a very good chance of at least getting to pretty deep in the African Champions League, hopefully winning the thing, and then that will be our second of 6 continents done. But we won't get too ahead of ourselves. We still need to qualify for it as well, which is mad. Looks like we are going to be playing CS Fax in the final, our old rivals. They did finish second in the league, so might not be as easy as that. Jalassi is on his way out of the club. We'll confirm that. So we got a little bit of money come in as well. I think there's a bit of money for being in the final as well. Is that right? yeah, money either way. So money problems are going to be fixed pretty soon. When do we play this final? Do we have to wait a while? Oh my god, why is it so long away? That is crazy. Why is it so long away? We're going to have to put some friendlies in. That is so stupid. Why is it so far away? Right, I'm going to put some friendlies in, and I guess we'll come back for the final. But that is very kicking on to free transfer day, so I guess it might not be the biggest transfer window ever. But yeah, so we might have some transfer business to show in this episode as well, because that is a long time in between. That's crazy. So after a lot of clicking, we are finally at the Cup final. A few bits of transfer business have happened, but we'll cover all that in the next episode, which will be our transfer special. We are just focused on this Cup final. We're playing CSS Fax, who obviously finished second in the playoff group, so probably the second best team in the league. And this is the team we're going with. We've got Bankole in goal, playing his last match for the club. We've then got Azi, Kachiche, Belaid, our top goal scorer and centre-back, and Koulibaly in defence. Mbaye and Jabali in midfield. Actually, no, Slimani in Jabali in midfield. Johan Lara on the right. Trabelsi on the left, who, after playing so much on the left, is actually starting to get the position underway. So we don't even have to retrain him. Just playing him there enough. He's actually picked it up. So maybe our new left winger. And then Leandro Lopez and Angua up top. Jalasi and Diogo will also be potentially playing their last games for the club. Hamidi as well, because he's ineligible, because he's on loan from CSS Fax. I can never ever say their name right. Hopefully one of the last times I'll have to say it, because we will be obviously focusing more on the Champions League aspect of it next season, probably playing less league games. So unless we draw them in the Champions League, we should be okay. 66,000 people have turned up today. That is crazy. That is a crazy amount of people. So the winner of this does get Confederations Cup, which is like the Europa League of Africa. Don't know if that means what happens if we win it. Obviously, we're already in the Champions League, so I assume we don't enter that as well. It's just a one or the other situation like it is in Europe. Who knows? But Saber Trabelsi puts us 1-0 up. Lovely ball in from Johan Lara to the back post. Trabelsi scores, makes it 1-0, and we could be on the verge of a double. We will be in 4 competitions next year. So we'll be in the league, the cup, the Super Cup, because we won the league, I assume, and the Champions League. So good chance to win a lot more trophies. This is a chance to win a double, another trophy in the cabinet. We are racking up trophies. Like we've won so many leagues. We're just so good. We're just so good at the game. It's honestly been really, really easy and straightforward so far, this challenge. I expected probably the step up from Oceania to Africa to be a bit tougher, but it's been quite good. Obviously, we'll see how we fare in the Champions League. Like I say, I don't know how big of a gap it is between the teams in Tunisia and Egypt, or even just some of the bigger clubs in the other nations. We'll have to see. We're definitely, like, I was looking through the squad. We definitely don't have the best squad in Tunisia. Tunis do. So the fact that they're underperforming so much is mad. But they're the best squad. I've looked at some of their players. They are unreal. Some of them get in the national side. They're that good. Obviously, most of the national side are, proper players playing in big European nations. But yeah, the fact that they've got a couple in the squad is pretty good. We will make a change. We will bring Diogo on for Leandro Lopez for his last appearance for the club. Scored a lot of goals this year, to be fair, but he's going back home. He's going to go to Brazil. Jabassi wants to come on, but honestly, he's always just a backup. We never used him, so I'm happy for him to just sit on the bench. Belaid knocks it down to Trabelsi, who does score. It's going to go down as an own goal, but I thought he was probably on target anyway. But he does make it 2-0, and we are looking good for lifting the trophy, which is good. We are pretty far into June now. It's like mid-June, so we won't have to do a lot of clicking to get to free transfer day, which will obviously be a lot of where we spend a lot of time talking in our in our transfer special. Diogo gets a one last goal for the club from the corner, his 15th of the season. That 16 jump and reach just comes into play so well. He doesn't need to run. He can just get a score from the corners. He would have had another year on his deal, but when you get money for a player that's leaving, it just makes sense to move him on. We're going to make one sub. We're going to bring MB on. We'll also bring Yahia on as well. Been some very important players within the squad. They deserve to be on the pitch as well for some game time for the final. But it is 3-0, and Bankole weirdly looks like he's actually going to keep a clean sheet. Maybe a mistake to sell him. I don't know. I guess we'll see. We are getting some good money for him. Like I say, his transfer alone clears all the debt that we had. Well, not the debt, but the negative bank balance. So I still think it's a good move. He's obviously taken up a foreign spot, but whether we can, actually find someone for free that's going to be as good, if not better. I mean, ideally we want someone better, but even if we just get someone as good, I suppose we made a lot of money and then replaced him on a free contract, so it's not the end of the world. Trabelsi, probably the best game he's ever had in a Sahel shirt. Really is. I mean, I think him becoming well versed at left winger is definitely going to have a positive influence. Trabelsi now smacks it, tries again on the rebound. It was deflected back into his path, but unfortunately his effort couldn't go in. Still 3-0 here, and I mean, they just hadn't turned up at all. We clearly play in the friendlies and stuff. We even played Bournemouth in well, not a pre-season friendly, a pre-final friendly, and we did lose that 4-2. But it was fun to play them. And it's a lovely turn from Ali Yahya, almost Cruyff turned in the box. Shades of Hal Robson-Kanu at the Euros, but lovely finish. 4-0. That is a thumping. So there it is. We do lift the Tunisian Cup, a cup and league double. Just shows you how much dominance we have had since we've took over at SC Sahel. And don't forget, this team didn't win a game for 5 games when we took them over. They got knocked out of the Champions League. They didn't win a league game in the first 3 games. So we're not walking into the best team in the league. We've turned them into the best team in the league. We had a big January, lots of good signings. Didn't spend a whole lot of money to accomplish it either. So I think we need to look in that kind of area again. Ivory Coast is a hotbed for good young players, so we'll probably look there as well, see if there's any other players we could bring in. But I think goalkeeper and left winger, we keep mentioning it, but maybe just goalkeeper is number 1 priority. Bankole leaving with a clean sheet, brilliant stuff. Diogo leaving with a goal. A lot of these boys, oh my God, the graphics, leaving with a trophy. Love to see it. Cup and league double done. And we are done for the season. So that is going to do it for this episode of the Hexagon Challenge. Next episode, yeah, there we go. All the stuff, all the brilliant stuff. We paid out some money. I mean, we basically paid out nearly as much as we got. The bank balance is good, but I will talk about that in the next episode because we did sell a player for a lot of money. So that will be the first point of discussion in our transfer special, which will be the next episode. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode of the Hexagon Challenge, and I'll see you all for the transfer special very soon.